The Wives of King Henry VIII. Part 1, Catherine of Aragon.
Ex-wives.
Boop. Welcome back to another episode of Connerly's Chronicles. Today we begin learning about the story of the wives of English King Henry VIII. Since I used to be a history teacher, I love context, so let's talk about some. Henry took the throne of England in 1509 at the age of 17. Speaking personally, if I were the king of anything at age 17, it would be the end of that kingdom. Only 6 weeks later, Henry was married to Catherine of Aragon, who was the daughter of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain, the famous duo that gave the royal okay to Christopher Columbus's voyage. Interesting to note, Catherine had already been married to King Henry's brother Arthur before he passed. Royals like to keep it in the family. King Henry VIII was obsessed with continuing the Tudor line, the royal family he came from, by having a male heir to take the throne. Henry and Catherine had multiple babies, but childbirth was not what it is now, so many of them did not survive. Of these multiple babies, only a daughter, Mary, actually made it. She was born in 1516. Catherine was married to Henry for 23 whole years and is thought by many historians to be the only woman the king ever truly loved. But since she couldn't produce an heir for Henry, his eyes began to wander. King Henry VIII had an affair with one of Catherine's ladies-in-waiting, which is sort of like a cross between a best friend and a personal assistant. Her name was Elizabeth Blount, and then he had another affair with another one of Catherine's ladies-in-waiting, Anne Boleyn. More on her later. Henry went to the Pope Clement VII, to try to dissolve his marriage, arguing his wife had already been with his brother, so the marriage didn't really count. The Pope said no, so Henry broke England away from the Catholic Church, made his own church, and used it to annul the marriage. Catherine passed in 1536. Henry went on to marry his second wife, Anne Boleyn, in 1533, 3 whole years before Catherine was even in the ground. If you felt bad for Catherine, me too, but just wait until the next wife. Thank you for joining me to learn the story of